Hello and welcome or welcome back to Cast On, a knitting podcast where I talk about my finished objects, my whips, some yarn acquisitions and some more knitting things. My name is Ellie, I am from Austria and this is episode number 45. Hello, I am so glad you could join me once again. Do I have something on the lens? Hang on. That's better, I think. Sorry about that. I hope you're all doing really well. The weather has been up and down over the past 2 weeks, but the sun is out today. It's been raining for the past 3 days, so now the sun is out again just in time of filming this podcast, so the light will change as always in these videos. I need a sip of water before we get straight into it because hydration is key and I woke up not too long ago. How are you guys? How are you doing? Just tell me a little bit about how May has been treating you. Isn't that crazy? It is already May, almost half the year is gone of 2024. It just blows my mind every single time. Time is just flying by week is just passing in with a speed that I cannot comprehend. A lot has happened, but at the same time a lot didn't happen over the past 2 weeks. I have no finished objects. I have made a little bit of progress on my whips. I just really don't find the time at the moment to sit down and knit, so there is not a lot of progress on my knits and not as many as I would like to have on my needles, but we'll get to that in a minute. I think we should get straight into the ones you already know, which are most of them. I'm still knitting on my Colette pullover. This is what it looks like by Sari Nordlund. I really have made like 2 rows of progress on this sleeve. I'm so done with this project. I cannot find the motivation to knit on it. I don't find joy in it at the moment. So I think I'm not gonna show you it until it's finished. Whenever that will be, I have absolutely no idea. I did like the yarn combination. It's biches Bûches, petite lambswool and their mohair in beige grey, and it makes this really nice light grey fabric. It's very fluffy, so I cannot even wear it even if it was finished because it's too warm now. But I really just lost steam on it. I casted this on in January, so it's almost been 6 months, well 5 if you count from May. And that is a really long time to knit on just one project, so I don't know when it's gonna be done. I do want to finish it, of course, because I'm so close and I put so much work and effort into it. And I do really like the pattern. I think it's a great look, and the pattern instructions are also really clear and enjoyable to work from, as always. I really like Sari's patterns in general. But this really has just taken out everything from me. So I'm just gonna put it to the side, come back to it when I feel like it, and just not gonna mention it anymore, I guess. So that's, so you know where this went to. On happier notes, now that we got the depressing one out of the way, I have made progress on my porcelain sweater. I've also been knitting on this for a while. I cast this one on last July, I think, or August, something around that time. And I finished the colour work. It looks really good. I am very happy. Yeah, that's the front. I finished the body, the colour work, and I finished the ribbing. So the body is done now, finally. This is the porcelain sweater by Lene, or Lene Holmes, I think she's called. I cannot pronounce her name, so you will find everything down below in the description box. This colour work was actually very enjoyable to knit. It's also very even, which is nice to see that my colour work can be even if it wants to be, and the stitches are not too stretched out, because I have problems with, I really like knitting colour work, but because I'm so scared of having my folds too tight, because that has happened in the past and then I couldn't wear the garment because it was just too restrictive, I really pull the floats, and that stretches out the stitch a little bit too much, so the gauge is very uneven. You can kind of see that in this one at some points where the stitches are quite huge compared to my normal gauge. But down here I think I did a really good job. Like I said, this one was really enjoyable. I think the most enjoyable out of the whole lot. It felt very intuitive, very quick and easy, and now it's gonna be repeated on the sleeves, so we'll see how that goes. I have a lot of sleeves to knit, so I think that's also another point why I'm not super like motivated to do a lot of knitting. But hey ho, it is what it is. I finally have a collar. I just have to sew it down. I literally finished this. I actually finished this a few days ago, but then it was evening and I wanted... Sewing down the collar takes so much time and brain power of mine for some reason, that I do need daylight and I need like no distractions whatsoever. But I have technically finished it. I just need to, like I said, sew it down. I used petite knits double knitting method to have the really nice fold. Let me just fold this over so you can kind of see if it wants to go. There we go. This is what it will look like. It looks really good. I'm really happy with it. I have tried it on. I do know that I am off gauge because of the colour work, because of the unevenness and everything. I am knitting the smallest size. I think that's XS to S or XXS to XS. I can't quite remember, but it is the smallest size. And there is a lot of positive ease in this pattern. So I tried this on and I really hope that the collar will not be too far out once I completely finished it, because when I tried it on it seemed fairly huge and I wanted to have the ribbing longer as well. The pattern recommends I think 7 to 8 centimeters. I don't think that's 7 to 8 centimeters, but when I tried it on it was already like a bit past my preferred length, so I just put on the ribbing and just knit until I thought it was a good look, because I think ribbing when it's too small it doesn't look very good. So I just always go by not by feel in terms of like lengthwise what it looks like, but in terms of how good the actual ribbing looks. I don't know if I'm making sense today. I think I need to slow down. I'm like speeding through everything. The yarn is Drops Karisma superwash wool in 1, which is the normal white, and the chocolate brown, which is the color 4. I think it gives it a really nice color work. I kind of want another one with blue color work, because this has taken me so long, and you knit the first chart, the first color work chart flat, which I really did not enjoy. I think this will be my one and only porcelain sweater, but I don't know, maybe in the very far future I will come back to this pattern. I generally don't knit sweaters twice, even though I did enjoy making it. I don't know why. I guess it's just a tick off my list of things that I want to make, because there are so many sweaters and garments that I want to knit that I generally don't come back to the ones, even though I did enjoy them. like the Moby sweater. I like to compare it a little bit with books. I also don't read books twice, and that has, like, the reason behind that purely is because I enjoy the first initial reaction to it, and when you read it, I read one book twice and it was just different, because one, I already knew what was gonna happen, so it took like the excitement and enjoyment out of it a little bit, and two, when I read, I like to imagine the things that I read, so it's like a cinematic film going on in my brain. So when you read it a second time, that can change to what it looked like in the first time, or like in the first place. I'm very rambly today, I'm really sorry. Back to the knitting. That is why I don't really like to make things twice, obviously apart from accessories, etc. But I've not made one sweater twice. And we'll see if that will change in the future, I don't know. There are so many beautiful garments out there that I want to knit, and I want to try out new techniques, etc., that I just don't come back to the things I've already made. Anyways, back to this project. I am really happy that there is some progress. I do enjoy working on it. I've gotten back that enjoyment that I kind of lost with the Colette pullover. I poured into this one because it's also been on my needles for so long, and I do really want to have it in my wardrobe. I do want to wear it, etc. So we'll see when that one will be done, because now it's the sleeves, and I'm not the best sleeve knitter because you have to repeat the same thing twice, and as I just mentioned, I don't like repeating things, but we'll see. Maybe the colour work will be a little bit quicker because of the small circumference, etc. We'll just have to go with the flow with this one. Let's put this back. Very happy though that I finally managed to do the collar, and I think I also did it in a very neat way. I did not use the recommended stitch count because I just couldn't make it fit, to be honest. So I just went with what felt right. I wanted it to be a bit tighter and not super loose where you pick up every stitch around the collar. So I think I picked up every second or third, but then I realized that that leaves like too many big gaps, and then at the front I picked up every stitch, and then the side every second, and I think the back also every stitch. Right, let's get onto the Pippin sweater, which has also been on my needles for quite some time now, and I'm still not done with the yoke, but I am very close to it right now. It is way too small for the cable, but I'm not gonna change it because it is so small now. I think I only have about 4 more rows or so left before I split for sleeves. I am making size 2, and the Pippin sweater is by the Knit Purl Girl. Size B is for bust circumference 80 to 85 centimeters. I can't remember the positive ease amount, but it's a good in between. It's not too big, but it's also not too tight. So this is what it looks like. Like I said, I'm really sorry about the cable, but I'm just gonna leave it because the body, it will lose like a lot of stitches anyways because you put them on hold for the sleeve. So here is the front. I just love this texture. I know I go on about it every single time, but I think it just looks so nice. And with this colour, this is colour Marzipan from the Daisy Drops Daisy. I think it just looks like sand. I don't know why, or like little pebble stones. It just makes me really happy. I talked about this in length in my last episodes as well. This has been going on, like I said, for a while now too. but I just really enjoy working on it that I don't want it to finish. Drops Daisy, I can highly recommend this yarn. This is non-superwash. It is incredibly soft. I think that this definitely is up there with what's it called, Sandnes Garn Sunday as a non-superwash wool yarn. I know it's a different weight. This is DK and Sunday is a fingering weight, but softness wise I definitely think that it is up there. And if you have itchy skin or you don't like anything like itchy on your body, I would suggest you try this one out, because I have absolutely no itch factor even around my neck, and as you know I am sensitive around my neck. So this is a great yarn. It's very affordable as well. You have fantastic color choices, and in general I'm just really happy to not only have it in my collection but also to work with it. The Pippin sweater's got some short rows at the front of the neck, so hopefully that should help with the fit. It is also a compound raglan, which is where I'm kind of at the moment, at the compound of the raglan, which means that at first you decrease at the normal second row rate, so every second row you increase, but the compound then changes once you get down to the armhole just before you split the sleeves, depending on your size, because you start increasing only at the front or and back, and leave out the sleeves, or the other way around. I've not checked the pattern just yet, but most of the times you increase at the front and the back but not on the sleeves to get more to get a better fit around the bust and the back, because obviously these are bigger than the normal arms. I really enjoy this process. I've made one compound raglan before, which was the finished object in the last episode, the Semper sweater, and I'm pretty sure that was a compound as well, because it was also from the Knit Purl Girl. But I think the fit for those garments are a lot better than a normal raglan, even though you do have to be a bit more careful about counting when to increase and when to split for sleeves. So yeah, really happy with this. Almost done with the yoke finally. I'm gonna see how this will get on. I might, which is something I generally don't do, I might start with the sleeves to get the sleeves done first and then go back to the body. I know I have enough yarn anyways. I'm not sure if I bought the yarn specifically for this project or if I just decided it. I can't remember because this has just been so long ago. But I do know that I have enough yarn, and maybe I should just get the sleeves out of the way first before tackling the body, because I do enjoy the body. Even though it's long and it takes a while, I do enjoy it more than the sleeves. I don't know. Right, so this goes back into my project bag, and it is a tighter fit now. We'll see if I can fit a whole sweater in this bag, but it became a bit too big now for me to fold it and take with me in my backpack to work. But I have some news in that regard as well. We'll get to that later. Right, I have made myself a cup of tea before I started this episode in my spring mug. I got this for my birthday a few years ago, and I thought this fit really well with the sun out and spring, well, May should I say, is being here. Spring is just crazy here in Austria, at least. It was at the beginning of April, it was almost 30 degrees. It was 27, and then it dropped down the week after to about 8, and then it snowed, and then it was raining for like 2 weeks. and then the sun came out and then it became really warm, up to 25 degrees, and then it dropped down again to like 15. So now hopefully it should be fairly stable with averaging around 20 degrees. We'll see. I don't know what's happening this year, but to be honest, I'm not mad because I don't enjoy summer, I don't enjoy heat, and this weather has been perfect for me because you can still wear your sweaters without being too warm, and not needing a jacket. So that's a win in my books. The tea I'm drinking today is English Tea Shop Organic Apple, Rosehip and Cinnamon. I'm not sure if I showed this one before, but it's really good. I get this from my book shop where I buy all my books from. I love that place, and they also sell tea, and this one's really nice. So it's not too fruity, it's not too sour as some fruit teas can be. It's just nice. Enough about tea, let's get into my last whip, and that is a cardigan. I have to do like one cardigan a year, I think, maybe more. We'll see how much I enjoy working on this one. This is the Millie cardigan by Irene Lene, I think is her name. I should have checked before. Last time I just cast this on and I literally just had the cast on stitches. Now I have a little bit more, but also not too much, because like I said, time is a bit tight at the moment. But this is what it looks like. I am really happy with how this is turning out. Yeah, I really like working lace, and this has just been everything, even though you do need the charts beside it. Anyways, we'll get to that. This is what it looks like. You have these really fun, there we go, you have these really fun like eyelets, and then you have some cables down here, and then this is the pattern that you can already see kind of what it looks like. This will be the pattern all over the cardigan, and then you have the same again, some eyelets, a cable, and this is the front. I think it looks really good. I am really happy. I'm still not entirely sure about the colour, but I will just go with the flow. It's a little bit too grey for my liking. It could have been a little bit lighter to be more on the beige side, but honestly I'm just taking what I can get because my yarn stash is absolutely bursting out of its seams, and I don't want to buy any more yarn. That has a few reasons, but mostly because I am very overwhelmed with my stash. I don't want to necessarily get rid of things because all of the yarn I have in it I really enjoy having, but at the same time it is stressing me out because it's not just a shelf anymore, it's a box which was supposed to just be the emergency box, but that one's also now full of yarn. I organized that a few days ago and I was really happy with stuff that I have, but I need to knit more and faster to go through the things that I want to knit, so I can make room for potentially more yarn, but mostly just to get the items knitted up that I want to wear and have. Anyways, that was just a little excursion once again. This cardigan is really enjoyable. I had troubles at first with reading the pattern. I'm making size A, I think I'm making size A. I could be wrong on that. I have to check, or you can, as always, go onto my Ravelry page. I have it there as well. The pattern is very, very well written, and it includes charts and written instructions, which for a cardigan with lace and cables is a very big ask. So it's very thorough. It has a lot of pages. I think it's got like 40 or 50 pages. So at first I was very overwhelmed because the written instructions really are from row 1 to I think 60. Like one row is the size of a block like that, because of all the details you have in this cardigan, which some of you might appreciate if you don't like working from charts. I was very overwhelmed until I realized that at the end she does include the charts. Now the charts are separate, which is a little bit of an issue for me, because what you have to do is you have to switch back and forth. You have charts A to D, so 4 in total. The front, then 2 different charts which are repeated in the cardigan, and the other front, so the left front and the right front. Either way, left front and the right front. But what you have to do is you look at the left, then it's cut off, then you switch to chart C, then you read one row of that, then you go up to chart B. After B it's a repeat of C and B, and then you go to chart D. So it's a lot of switching back and forth. It's not very intuitive just yet. I still have to figure out. The cable is, but that's about the only thing about it, because these eyelets here have different like SSKs and knit two togethers on different rows. So I've not figured out just yet when what is gonna, what's the word? When what comes after the yarn over. But I am really enjoying it. This is not a bad thing. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing the pattern or anything. This is just something that I struggle a little bit at the moment with, because I like the charts to be in one place where I can just cross out one row and read one, like the whole thing as one row. Now I know logistically this would not have been possible because it's such a long repeat, but I guess I just have to live with it. Another thing is that because there are so many different elements in it, you do have to have the pattern open at all times. This is not portable at all for me, just because, well, maybe for the back rows it is, because it's just purling and knitting, but you do need the charts, and therefore I do have to have my iPad with me at all times to work on this, which slowed me down a lot, because normally I like to just work on it, because I find these things very intuitive just by looking at what is happening in the garment and then doing what I'm supposed to do, because I already know what's coming next. But we'll see how this is turning out in a few weeks. So far, like I said, I am very pleased with how it's looking. I think it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous garment, and I can recommend the pattern so far. So if you are interested in making a different cardigan that is not just plain knitting, go and have a look at this one, because I'm really enjoying it. The yarn is, I forgot about that, the yarn is cotton merino by Drops. I've only got Drops today, I'm just realizing. By Drops. I cannot remember the colour. It is in the description down below. It could be 2 or 3 or completely a different colour. I have absolutely no idea. But as you can see, it's not quite beige. It's got like lighter threads throughout one strand. So I don't know, it's like a grey beigey colour. We'll see. I will knit on this more. I think I've made a lot more progress already than I would with a normal plain knitted cardigan, because I don't like purling, I thought this might be a good alternative to keep me interested in it, because I generally don't enjoy plain knitted things either, even though they look really good. I just get really bored. But yeah, I got this in my lovely pouch. I made this pouch last year, also still got my my Christmas badge on it. And these are fabrics from dresses, and every time I look at it, it just makes me so happy. This is the back, just a plain fabric. But it lives in this, and when I pull it out, it instantly makes me happy to work on it, just because of that. As a little side note. Alright, those were all of my knitting projects. I'm sorry you have to see the same ones over and over again. I really truly am. I am trying to cast on new things to show you different things, but time is just really tight at the moment, and I don't have the energy nor the motivation to really work on anything like super new at the moment, because I have already so many unfinished projects like lingering and lying around. I hope you understand, but it's just been a weird couple of months in terms of knitting. On a good note though, I bought my first car. I am really happy about this. I've been wanting to get a car for a while now, and because my workplace is not in Vienna, it's actually 40 minutes away from Vienna by car. I thought now it would be a good time, because I have to go to the office more frequently, or more times during the week than I did a few months ago. It would be a good time to start looking for one, and I found one. It's a VW Polo, just a very small car, but it's exactly what I need it for. I just need to get from point A to point B. I don't need anything super fancy, and I really needed something small, because Vienna is really bad with parking spaces, because there are too many cars and people with cars and not enough parking spaces. So that is the exciting bit. I have my first car. I've been driving to work back and home again. I picked it up on Tuesday. Today is Thursday, so I already went to work. No, I picked it up on Monday, sorry. So I already went to work with the car, and it's an absolute joy. I know a car is quite expensive compared to general public transport, but at this point I just could not get to the places where I needed to go with public transport, and it would just take me like triple the time than if I would just have a quicker transportation. So I'm very happy with this. This is like huge for me, because it is my first car, and it's something that I've been saving up for, and something that I can also call my own, because now it makes everything easier. It also makes it easier going back home, and hopefully I can go back home a little more, because I don't have to take the train anymore, which all in all takes about 4 hours, when the actual drive is just 2 by car. So that is a very huge achievement for me, and work has been really good actually. We had another work event last weekend. We have this one every 6 months. We went to Salzburg by train, and Salzburg is just a very beautiful city, even though I didn't see a lot of the city, because obviously it is a work event, so you just talk to lots of people, lots of networking happened, lots of reconnecting with people you haven't seen for a few months now, which is always really nice, and getting to know new people, and just celebrating with everyone in general. In the evening we went out to have some fun, and people got promoted, which is a very big thing in my company, and we celebrated that, because yeah, we just had a great time. So So yeah, I don't think anything else as big as those two things have happened in the past couple of weeks. My knee has been bothering me a lot, so I can't really say that I have been running a lot, because I have to take myself back a little bit, which makes me so sad because I enjoy running so much, and it's just really sad that my body can't handle the stress when, like, mentally I want to. So I've just been trying to be a bit kind to myself, to take this week off, no running at all, just general working out, keeping myself fit, etc., and hoping for the best for my knee. Otherwise I might have to go to a physio and get it checked out, which I would prefer not to be honest, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say. I will talk to you in 2 weeks again. Don't forget about the Hiris Makes Summer Top Cal. It is still running till the beginning of June. And you can, as always, go down below and check out my discount code, Marvelli10. You can get 10% off your order on top of her pattern bundles. She has released a new t-shirt pattern which is so gorgeous. I have to get that pattern myself as well and knit it up, but yeah, if you're interested in that, go and check out last podcast episode or down below for the discount code. And that is now really everything from me. I hope you have a great weekend whenever you're gonna watch this video, and happy knitting. Bye!